Thanks for joining us for another edition of Religious Hardtalk. I'm Ian Boyne. Today we want to explore mysticism and motivational living. We have a young mystic with us, Melissa Salmon. She's a member of the Rosicrucian Order. She will tell us what that Rosicrucian Order is about. And she's also the author of this book, The World Awaits Your Greatness, a guide to inspired living, simply written, very user-friendly, many useful gems in this book, showing you how to untap your greatness, how to untap your, tap into your potential, and her mystical view of life or mystical perspectives guide her philosophy of life. She will explain. On Religious Hardtalk, we bring you people from a wide variety of perspectives, people outside of the mainstream largely, because this is your important forum for comparative religious education. We thank you so much for your company. Melissa, good to have you on the program.
Thanks,
you might be my first declared mystic on religious.
So we're making history.
Hardtalk. Yes, yeah. What is mysticism simply?
Well, simply put, it's really a way of life, and it's connecting to that greatness, that divine, that I call God. In the simplest way.
So one of the primary features of mysticism is that it is not creedal. In other words, it's not dogmatic in the sense that there are these things that you must believe. The emphasis is more on the experience of the mystical, the experience of the divine, what the philosophers call a phenomenological approach. So it is not just, you must believe all of these creeds, you must believe all of these doctrines. It is more an experience, an encounter with the divine. Is that not so?
Yes, indeed. Well, first, let me thank you so much for inviting me here. It is indeed an honor. So thank you so much for having me. But in regards to mysticism, as you rightly stated, yes, it's a journey for I say it's greatness. It's tapping within those potentials that one has. Mysticism guides us into looking within ourselves and guiding us, digging deep. Because for me, a lot of things are within. God the divine is within.
Is within?
Yes, and we are connected.
Yeah.
And we are connected. God is everything. God is everywhere. But God is also within. And on that path, it's a very beautiful journey. You just have to open yourself up to it. It is beyond the physical plane.
Yes.
So it would then be metaphysical. It has a lot to do with your consciousness and your way of thinking, your general practices of life, your beliefs. So you don't necessarily subscribe to the usual dogma, as I would say, and not many persons tend to gravitate towards it, because I think many persons have gotten so used to being told what to believe in.
We want certainties, we want order.
Yes.
We want predictability. And all of that is the opposite of mysticism.
Yes.
Because with mysticism, the joy is in the experience, the joy is in the journey, not the destination.
No, it's not. And it's it's a beautiful journey.
So in your view, Melissa, God is not a person.
No, not at all.
God is everything. Your views are more pantheistic view.
Yes,
You're all a part of God. There's one energy. There's one force.
Yes, one light force.
And it is God. So you don't see God as a
divine.
person up there to whom we pray.
No, not at all.
Another person.
Firstly, there is a lot of deprogramming that one has to do because
Yes.
we're in a
And Jamaica
society.
fundamentally is Christian
Yes,
country.
it's fundamentally
Yeah,
Christian.
yeah.
So once that has been ingrained in you, you know, growing up,
That's
it's
true.
almost like it's second nature, and dare you think otherwise.
did you
You
pull
know,
away
it's
from
like
that?
blasphemy. I've always seen myself as a critical thinker, and there was always a dissonance in a lot of things that I couldn't really accept things, certain things that were being told or taught.
You couldn't accept it. Didn't
It
resonate
just,
with you.
it didn't resonate with me any at all. So I always knew within that there was something more. There was something much, much more.
What church were you socialized in?
Well, I was socialized in my grandmother's church, which is Methodist.
Methodist church.
Yes, so every Sunday we would go to, actually, Linder's Methodist
Linda's
Church.
Methodist, yeah, very near to here. Yes, yes.
Yes, so every Sunday we would go, my sister and I and my cousin. But I just did the routine, but I always struggled to go, you know, but I was trying to be an obedient child and you know, get dressed, go to church, throw your little offering
Yes.
and, you know.
But the message wasn't connecting with you.
No, not at all. Not at all.
What are your questions you had, Melissa, in your young mind, which the church was not answering? You know, were there issues that you were saying, boy, what the church and the Bible are saying about these things just don't mesh, don't gel?
Yes, well, yes, a lot of
remember
questions.
some
One of which is that I didn't subscribe to the notion that God was a person, you
From
know,
early?
and
That's unusual.
Yes, and I
You didn't subscribe that God was a person?
No, I found it strange. So even for me, I don't refer to God as Father or Him or you know, I don't. I mostly, well, I say God the divine, that ultimate being. You know, that's what I make reference to. But there are so many things, even the commandments, you know, of the Bible. Certain things just didn't. Certain things just didn't. They're just 10 commandments, and you need to follow it, and this is the way, and there's nothing else. Just even the stories and the scriptures of the Bible. I mean, I can understand, and I especially love the messages from both the Old and the New Testament. Yes, the Old Testament much more graphic and more like, but the New Testament, I especially love the message of love. You know, and compassion. So there is something to like, you know, in it, but not everything connected.
But the idea
really.
of God sending His Son and killing Him on a cross and the blood.
I saw it as a story.
Yeah,
I saw it as a story, and I accepted it as that. Very interesting.
You know,
story.
the Christians say, though, that unless you accept that Jesus shed His blood on the cross for you, you're not going to be saved.
Oh, Lord.
You know, you're not going to be in heaven.
Well, you know, heaven is a state of mind, and many persons see that, you know, you create your own heavens and your own hells. It's within the mind, it's within, but there is much more. You know, I don't subscribe to that.
And you never fear, you never say, what if these Christians are right and I'm going to go to hell because I've not accepted Jesus as the only
As
way
my
to
personal
God?
savior. well, yes, I must admit, yes, that came in my thought. Because, you know, I am still a Jamaican. I spent majority of my life here in Jamaica, and you know, so you're always thinking, but then there is still something that you're not connecting to fully. There was a missing piece. There was a missing piece.
And you began to search?
Yes, I did.
And tell us about that process of searching and discovering.
Well, for me, I started within.
Within?
Yes, because I just knew that.
Melissa Salmon is describing her journey to to mysticism. She's a member of the Rosicrucian order. We'll talk about Rosicrucianism when we come back. She has written this very useful book, The World Awaits Your Greatness, a guide to inspired living. And later in the show, we'll give you some of the gems from the book. This is really just Hard Talk. We take our first break.